The phrase Bills Mafia is more than just a hashtag on Twitter or a metaphor for jumping through a table. The Buffalo Bills have had some great years, and they've had their fair share of bad ones as well. But one thing that always remains the same is the love that Bills fans have for their team. So what causes this love? Well, for starters, the Bills used to have training camp right here at Fredonia State from 1981 to 1999, a time period in which they went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
It was a big buzz in town, and it actually, Joe would tell you, it brought people out. And it brought people to the area because people would want to come to see training camp, and they, stay at the local, at the White Inn or someplace, and spend an evening, watch practice in the afternoon, come out, go to eat, come to the bars, watch practice next morning, go back. Even people from Buffalo or Erie or Rochester. So it created quite a buzz.
Joe Coughlin, who has owned Coughlin's Pub since 1986, says that the bar had their best business ever during the late 80s and early 90s.
We were selling more beer than the local Tops market at the time because there were so many people coming in between their morning practice and afternoon practices, hoping they might catch a bill. Somebody come in, the fans would look for them. The local pizzerias would, come in and make deliveries. And that was the best business we ever did. But the better the Bills got, the more business we did.
Coughlin says that it wasn't just the weekends that they did well, it was every night.
A lot of the locals weren't always happy that they were here because of the attention and all that, but they didn't realize how many people came to town just to see them. And when you get a normal Monday night or a normal Tuesday night, when your average crowd would be between 20 and 40 or 20 and 50 people, you got 200 people in your bar looking for that Pro Bowl player that's walking through the door, an Andre Reed or Bruce Smith or somebody.
He says that even though it was thrilling to see guys that he would read about and see on national TV, he always respected their personal time away from the gridiron and let them have their fun without ever asking for an autograph or a photo. He says that he could tell they appreciated this and adds that it was always a friendly atmosphere in the bar, making the players seem like ordinary people. As for their time on the field, local sports reporter Dan Palmer used to cover the Bills at training camp every day during the summer.
We had Buffalo Bills reports. We did live remote broadcasts from Bills camp. We went down, interviewed players. In fact, I had a chance to interview Ralph Wilson one time, which was pretty cool. And we had a lot of extra features on the radio station because of that.
Palmer says that even though it hurt to see the Bills leave town, unlike businesses like Coughlin's, WDOE didn't see too much of a drop-off.
It hurt a little bit because it gave us that little extra to do. But of course, doing the games is the important thing. Actually being the broadcast feature of the Buffalo Bills games, including the play-by-play and giving away Buffalo Bills tickets to people who buy into the Bills package. If people sign up for Bills tickets, so we give those away. So we have a lot of extra income coming from the games themselves.
But aside from the local aspect, why else are Bills fans so crazy about their team? Well, just ask Ken Johnson, a.k.a. Pinto Ron, who had been to 423 straight games before COVID hit.
Prior to the COVID years, no, nothing's ever came up. First of all, I won't let anything come up. Once I got to 50 games in a row, the point of no return, everyone else looked at that and thought, holy, 50 games in a row, we can't be the guy who interferes with that. Yeah, I've missed weddings. I've missed all the birthday parties. I took my daughter's 18th birthday party. Everyone just understands.
And Johnson doesn't just go to the games. He has a rule that he has to be at the stadium a full 24 hours before kickoff.
I get there typically on Saturday about noon. 24 hours before the game is an appropriate time to start kicking off a tailgate party.
After tailgating all day Saturday, Johnson wakes up early Sunday morning and fires up 6 grills where they cook different meats such as burgers, dogs, ribs, wings, pulled pork, and bacon on, you guessed it, his Pinto. There are also the bowling ball shots that you can take off to the side, and then, of course, the ceremonial dousing of Johnson with ketchup and mustard.
Well, the mustard and the ketchup origin, I think about probably 1990, maybe 89, I'm not sure. And it was just a case of I needed some ketchup on a hamburger. I saw my brother holding a ketchup bottle, and I just held out my arm and say, hey, can you put a little, can you hit me with a little ketchup? The intention was I thought he was just going to stick it up there like everyone else would and, hit me with the ketchup. Instead, he shot it from about 8 inches away and it hit the burger and bounced off perfect amount on it. It's like, whoa. And so whenever we whenever something like that happens, we just continue doing it. That's just the way we were. That's, evolving shenanigans.
After going to the game, Johnson will clean up until about 8:30 before going over to a local bar until 11 or 11:30. He'll then drive an hour back to Rochester to be at work by 8 a.m. the next morning. And after having a recent open heart surgery, Johnson says that he has no plans on slowing down anytime soon. But what is it that makes Bills fans behave like this?
I've been to every city in the National Football League, so I know what other fan bases are like. People in Western New York are extremely emotionally invested in their teams, especially the Bills. This emotional investment I don't usually see in many other teams. People like them, they cheer for them, but they don't have that rabid emotional attachment. So since we have that big emotional attachment, which is part of our culture, whether these teams win or lose makes a real difference in our lives, makes a big deal. You can always tell when you go into the office on Monday morning whether the Bills lost or the Bills won without even knowing if they lost and won. If it's very quiet, everyone's just doing their job, the Bills lost. If everyone's at the water cooler and the first half hour is pretty unproductive, the Bills won. When you put a label on something, Bills Mafia, it makes it easier to push it. It gives us a sense of ownership. You're a part of this. And when you think you're a part of something, you're more emotionally invested in when you just think you're a loner watching it.
WKBW's Jeff Russo agrees with Johnson.
It's just such a sense of community, right? It is go Bills on a Sunday. That's how you say hello or goodbye. It is high fives, hugging and cheering and, shaking the hands of people you don't know after a Bills victory. When the Bills win, it's almost like, Western New York and Buffalo wins. And it just means so much. And again, it's people getting together to celebrate not only the Buffalo Bills, but all that, Western New York has to offer, new friends, old friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, people you don't even know, just coming together to celebrate, Western New York and the Buffalo Bills.
Russo, who covered the Bills at Channel 7 for 12 years before switching over to the news desk, also notes that Bills fans are more than just a crazy, passionate, loyal bunch.
And I think the coining of the Bills Mafia and everything that fan base has done since that time has been incredible, not only as fans, right, but also some of the charity work that they've done, not only in the Western New York community, but beyond, some of the organizations that they've donated to along the way. They've really, Bills fans have really made a name for themselves, not only as a fantastic, perhaps the best fan base in all of the NFL, if not the world, but also with open hearts and open minds, understanding the importance of giving back. And I think Bills fans in general have done a tremendous job of that.
And now with the team in as great of a position as they are in, everyone is getting a glimpse of those 90s Bills.
I love them. I am so excited about the Bills and Josh Allen. This is the best. This is becoming as good as those Jim Kelly days, I'm hoping.
We've had good teams and we've had bad teams. And what I'm looking at this team right here is right what I was looking at in the early 90s, 30 years ago. And I experienced all that when I was just a little bit older than you are right now. And it was a blast. It was like 6, 8, or 9 years of some of the best times you've ever had in your life. And then we had that giant drought. And basically what I'm looking at right now is like, it's like Back to the Future. We're back. It's the same thing. The only difference is I've been there before. And I'm watching people like you see it for the first time. And it's been a blast to watch that. Just watching all the young people your age experience something that I experienced 30 years ago and that you've been just waiting your entire life to see.
I think it's been incredible. I think that the Buffalo Bills, Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott have stuck their flag in the ground and said, this is it. This is Buffalo Bills football, and have rose to the occasion on every level to make sure that this team is prepared, is constructed correctly, that they're going to compete game in and game out. This team is in good hands. This team is in good shape. They're given the resources. They're making the right decisions. And they've hit on a couple of those decisions. And it starts with Josh Allen. And to watch him mature, to watch more and more Bills fans jump on board, to watch him prove people wrong, I think is such a Buffalo story. It's such a fun Buffalo story. And it's a guy you can root for, right? Because every time he goes out there and he makes a great throw, or the questions about his accuracy and he lines one in there, where he runs around the corner and scores a touchdown. He's not only doing that for himself and his team, but Buffalo Bills fans across this country, and also to say to the people that had doubts in him, how you like me now?
And what is everyone's message to the fans out there that haven't experienced this before? Enjoy it.
Yeah, just enjoy it. This run's not going to last forever. I think this team is built for a long run, but we're going to have 6, 7, or 8 years of some really good times. And so just enjoy every minute of it, and don't worry about what's going to happen 10 years from now. Just concentrate on every year and just have the best time you can during this run.
Well, the first thing I'd say for the folks that are, experiencing this for this winning for the first time, enjoy it, soak it up, live in it. So many people have waited so long for this team to be at this point, and they're there. I hope I'm fortunate enough to be, in broadcasting, to be able to tell that story, because the city of Buffalo deserves a Super Bowl champion. Buffalo Bills fans deserve a Super Bowl championship. And I think this team is well on the way. I would say be patient for Bills fans that haven't seen, the Super Bowl runs, which again was one of the greatest runs, in NFL history back in the 90s. But you're getting a taste right now, and you will learn that these things don't necessarily come around, all that often. So enjoy every moment of it. Enjoy every touchdown pass, every sack, and every victory. And I think the Bills will go far.
Maybe next year or the year after that, we have that next Super Bowl, and we can be 1-4 instead of 0-4.
The Bills make me wanna shout, kick your heels up and shout, throw your hands up and shout, throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen.